Who do you think is right, Grant Cohn or David Lombardi? Who do you think is right? David Lombardi said the 49ers want to infuse Brandon Staley's cloud, parentheses, disguised coverage concepts. And then Grant Cohn chimed in, that's not what cloud means, idiot. And then I saw all of Grant's fans goofing on Lombardi and all of Lombardi's fans goofing on Grant Cohn. I saw one guy say, Grant, you don't know anything about cloud coverage, you only know clown coverage, which I thought was pretty clever. I will say this, if this guy were to drop back, and this guy were to drop back, and this guy were to drop back, that would be cover 3. Maybe the safety goes down here somewhere. That would be cover 3, right? But if the safety were to take the deep third of the field, and this corner were to play the flat, that would be cover 3 cloud. That would be cover 3 cloud. So nothing inherently deceptive about it. So technically Grant Cohn is correct. But honestly, I hate them both.
Capital B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both.
Both?
Both!
Brandon Staley looks like Pete Buttigieg, does he not? Does he not look like Pete Buttigieg, Brandon Staley? That is our new assistant head coach, Pete Buttigieg. So how do we feel about Nick Sorensen as defensive coordinator? I will tell you how I feel. I feel like Shanahan said, listen, I gave Steve Wilks a 3-point lead in the Super Bowl. Not enough. Okay, here's 10. How about a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl? Do you mind holding a 10-point lead? Oh, not good. Okay, how about this? How about a fourth quarter lead? A fourth quarter lead in the Super Bowl with 2 minutes remaining? Does it sound like the ideal position? No, still not good enough. Well, how about a lead in overtime? Could you at least hold the lead in overtime of the Super Bowl? Could you at least do that? Surely you can hold a lead in overtime of the Super Bowl. He could not. He blew the lead like 4 or 5 times. You got a second-year QB. He hasn't even played 34 games. He got you the lead in the Super Bowl, and you're going to cough it up 4 or 5 different times. I lost count. How many different times Steve Wilks blew the lead? Clearly, Kyle Shanahan said, get this jabroni out of here, dude. Get this guy out of here. Who do I want? Anybody. Clearly, when you look at the results, you got Nick Sorensen, and who nobody was interviewing for, nobody was clamoring to see. There was no buzz around him. There were no Daniel Jeremiah leaks, right? No Adam Schefter. This guy's a hot coordinator coming up, hot whatever. Nobody said that. So clearly the goal here was to get a replacement level defensive coordinator. And in that respect, it was a smashing success. We certainly did get a replacement level defensive coordinator, which should be all we need. That's all we need is a replacement level. Just don't be totally incompetent. That's all we really need is a defensive coordinator who isn't totally incompetent. And I believe we got that. So good. Yeah. No, I saw Larry Krueger was very disappointed we didn't get Bill Belichick, and I am too. Of course, I would have loved to have Bill Belichick. But let me ask you a question: who was the 49ers defensive coordinator when we last won the Super Bowl in 1994? Who was it? Ray frickin' Rhodes, okay? And who was our defensive coordinator in 1990 and 89? Who was our defensive coordinator when we won those Super Bowls? The answer is nobody knows. No, I have no idea. You don't know. Nobody knows, okay? Forget it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just don't be incompetent. That's it. Let's see what else. The 49ers met with Frank Gore Jr. Is Jordan Mason ever gonna play? Is Jordan Mason allowed to play? No, I'm kidding. I'm half kidding. Probably they'll get rid of Elijah Mitchell before Jordan Mason. But I'm just saying, if it were me, I would draft all linemen.
Wait, what?
I would draft all linemen and pray half workout. No, because in the first and second round, the hit rate for linemen is like 75%. In the third and fourth round, it drops to like 40%. So that's what I would do. I would just draft a bunch of linemen and hope half work out. Pray for 3/4 working out, but I'll settle for half working out. Adam Schefter dusted off that old-ass story about us not scouting Patrick Mahomes, which everyone already knows. Everybody's acting surprised. Did we not, like, rehash all these stories during those two I feel like we've done I'm so burnt out on those stories. But I will say this. I was looking at that draft with Patrick Mahomes. Leonard Fournette was in that class. Leonard Fournette looks so old. I thought he was in freaking Adrian Peterson's draft class, dude. Leonard Fournette looks very old. Myles Garrett is aging wonderfully, right? Like, Myles Garrett is aging like freaking Reggie White. No matter how old Reggie White got, he was just like, "Rah!" No matter how old Reggie White got, he was just like, "Rah!" It didn't matter how old or fat Reggie White got. Nobody could stop it. "Rah! Rah!" Solomon Thomas? Who's that? Never heard of him. I wonder what became of that guy. Never heard of him.